welcome to Girls Run These Worlds and our premiere episode of Regency Remixed Tangled Web. My name is Anne, my pronouns are she, her, and I will be the facilitator for this game. Uh, and today we'll be playing the Good Society RPG system from Story Brewers Role Playing. We'll just be playing a simple basic core rules, sort of story for this season. And yeah, if you want more information on the game, the website is storybrewersroleplaying.com. Um, yeah, as far as general content and themes, we're going to be exploring a Regency era that is a little more progressive, a little more diverse. There's a lot of LGBTQIA plus happening. You know, my goal with this story is to um, tell a story of a Regency era through the lens of characters that may not have been featured in Regency era stories before. Yeah. As far as trigger warnings, I can't think of any off the top of my head. It'll be a Jane Austen esque vibe. So I hope you all enjoy the story we're about to tell. Um, Before we get started, I would like to ask my cast to um, introduce themselves, their name, their pronouns, and a sentence or two about their main character. Um, in Good Society, the players will be playing their main character, and they will also be playing one or two connections, which are NPCs for other players at the table. It's really, really fun. But for now, we'll cover the player and their main character, and I am going to start off with Anya.
Oh no, me. I'm looking at tech stuff. Hi, I'm Anya. I'm also known as Lalian Cosplay. I'm also the producer of this game. So I'm looking at a million things. I obviously am a cosplayer, like I said in the name. I am playing Letitia. Pronouns are she, they for Letitia. And they have come to town mysteriously after having been in France for a time. And yeah, I'm going to be vague because it's fun. Someone's
And
missing.
someone's missing. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's always a good sign. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw it over to Liz.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I felt it in my soul. Hi, everybody. My name's Dauntless. You can call me Daunt or Liz. I'm a TTRPG content creator and variety streamer here on Twitch. I DM, I'm a game master, I'm a writer, actor, and a bunch of bajillion other things. I'm very excited to be here. Good Society is kind of on my TTRPG bucket list, and so I was very honored to join this cast. Um, I will be playing Arden Blair. You can use any pronouns for Arden. It's cool. There's literally no preference. You will probably hear me using they most, but do what feels right for you. Um, and I am going to be playing the Great Gatsby, the gay Gatsby, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, if there is a fainting couch, I am draped across it. If there is champagne in the room, it is in my hand. And I am going to be, I have outfits prepared. I need you all to know I have outfits prepared for this character. And I'm very, very excited to introduce you to their opulence and also maybe their secrets.
Excellent. I love that for you. And next, we are going to throw it over to Maddie.
Hello. Yes, I am Maddie Searle. I am a podcast producer, editor, actual play person. I do lots of different things. And today I will be playing Lady Flora Drummond. We both use she, her pronouns. She is the Viscountess of Feathersham. And as the resident UK person on the cast, I'm playing a very repressed person. So look forward to lots of stiff upper lip going on.
Yeah, no, that tracks. That seems very appropriate. And last but not least, Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan, she, her, and I will be playing Verity Everworth, also she, her. She's the dependent. She had run away and married for love years ago, foolishly, and her husband has died. And because of, I feel like they weren't like married traditionally, she got nothing. So she's had to come back home to her somewhat disappointed and disapproving parents, and she would love to get some inheritance so she can set up her own place again. That would be great. She's really hoping for that. And yeah, but coming back home is tough when you just took off. And maybe she left some broken hearts and messes. Oh well. Guess we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I'm sure. No problems. No
No
consequences.
problems at all.
Yeah.
Now, hmm, for those of you who have seen the original Regency Remix series, I have chosen to set this particular story um, a year after the end of um, that particular story, which means at this point, Lady Dahlia Gardner is the Duchess of Wessex. She, you all have heard of her. Avondale is actually in the Duchy of Wessex and is within her uh, jurisdiction. So a lot of the political changes that she has brought about definitely affects um, all of you. And you have recently heard, you've heard of the adoptions and the changes in laws in regards to succession within adopted children. There's all sorts of different changes. Uh, so you are familiar with that. Um, you are, you know of her by name, at least. You know, she runs this world. um, and it's a it's starting to get warm again. The summer is starting. The social season which means the social season is starting again, and there are some people who are itching to party. Some more than others, and while by any means not the necessarily the biggest party to start off the season, it is definitely a very big party, and Arden Arden sorry, I know words. Arden Blair, um, of course, is one of the first people to jump at the idea of throwing a party. And before we actually get to this extravagant party, um, give us a bit of a an insight as to what is going through Arden's mind, like leading up to the party, and um, essentially starting the social season and everything. Give us a little bit of a picture about Arden.
Sure. Okay, so Arden, I think, gives off this very calculated calm that they kind of need to be sort of in charge of all of these parties back to back, that everything has to be under control, and so do they. Um, so in the weeks, days, months, they probably stroll their estate. Of course, dressed to the nines, even though no one but their people who work within the house will see them. But that does not matter. It's about knowing that you are dressed to the nines. And I think this season Arden is a little worried, and I think it's starting to show. Um, they have been sort of more kept like keeping more to themselves lately. I think maybe a little bit more last minute on aspects of this party that they would not be normally, and that would be noticeable to anybody that would sort of witness that. But they are still like top tier at what they do. I mean, that's like Gordon Ramsay having an off day and making a 4-star dish instead of a 5-star dish. Now, um, they, ooh, what else can I say about them that's like fun and intriguing? Arden, I think, knowing so many people will arrive, it's not even necessarily about the season for them because their goals maybe don't necessarily align with the season, but it's about making sure people who see the party and see them will stop asking the same questions they do every season and assume that Arden is interested in what someone of their age should be interested in during this time.
Mm. Yeah, those really annoying questions like, will you be looking for a suitor? Or when are you set to be
Yes.
married? All of those annoying questions that people of a certain age get in this era. Of course, I'm sure Arden is not impressed with all of those questions.
No. They probably receive many propositions for suitors every season and out of season. And yet they are still not engaged.
Hey, listen, Arden Blair has got it going on. I'm just saying.
I love my baby.
Arden Blair
Um,
has got it going on.
yeah, I wasn't gonna go there, but I was definitely thinking it.
Mm.
Okay, so leading up to the party, we're gonna visit with someone else. Let's check in on Verity a little bit, see where uh where her head's at this party, and maybe how she got invited to this party, this very extravagant
Yeah,
party.
it was her mother. Her mother is very concerned with just kind of reintroducing her into society and just downplaying. Verity, she's always been like, a little flighty, and she was, tempted by this manipulative man. So that is none of her fault. It was, she was taken away against her will, but that's okay. We rescued her and brought her back. That's the story. Um, Verity is like in her room, and she's trying to find clothes because like she lived a little different life when she was gone. She she had pants. It's fine. Only good. Shh, just good. When they were, they her and her husband Harrison had a very exciting life for a very brief time. But now she's like trying to find clothes that would be acceptable, and I think she's super overcorrected, and she's almost in like gray and black. She's like, okay, this is okay. This will not be attention because right now she's just trying to please especially her mother. She's like, if I just keep it cool for like a year or God 5 or 10, oh my God. But if I just like play it cool, eventually I'll get that inheritance and I can have my own place and maybe I can live my life again. So she's kind of gone underground emotionally and mentally. She's just going to play it real like, yes, of course, mother. I am so excited to going to an extravagant party. No, I will not make a scene. Yes, I will be seen just enough. So I think that's just her just like, okay, trying to figure out what of her clothes are acceptable. But she does put a flower in her hair. That just a little bit of color, just like she can't snuff it out completely. And that's just like her. I think she's pacing a bit and just doing a lot of breathing and like just got to keep it together for maybe a decade. That's okay.
Oh no. I definitely am starting to feel bad for Verity already. Oh dear.
Excellent.
um okay. And then we will check in with Letitia next and see where her head is at coming into Avondale for this season.
Well, Letitia is quite excited because they haven't seen Arden in an extremely long time. They've exchanged millions of letters at this point, but in person, it's been a very long time. So she's excited, a little bit nervous given how she's come to town, but definitely looking forward to moving past their past, let's say.
Right. Has Letitia given any thought to checking in at the Walnut Estate? That's a that is an interesting question as someone who is new to this particular town, but maybe has some history a couple of towns over.
Well, she's written a letter to her mother explaining that someone might be missing that she had written about before, and she'll explain later. But for now, she's staying with her mother's best friend, Esther, in town.
All right. Well, that is, there's definitely some level of mystery there that needs to be uncovered. Um, and then we will check in with Lady Flora.
Yeah, so Lady Flora, I think is also relatively new in town, but she spent her childhood here. Her parents were quite prominent nobility in the area, but they left under a cloud, shall we say. Won't get into that too much. They took her with them, and now that they have passed away, she's come back to kind of reclaim the estate and maybe bring their family name back into somewhat more repute than it was. And she also has her younger sister Clara with her, who is just sort of just coming out in society for the first time. And I think there is a sort of hushed and polite argument between the two about whether Clara should go to Arden's party, because I think Flora is aware that they are quite extravagant, and but Flora wants to go because her family and Arden's family knew each other back in the day when they were young, so she kind of wants to get the connections in town back again. But is quite nervous because she's not really a party person.
Something of note about your sister. Um, you did mention she recently came out into society. She's recently come of age. And one of the things that people do when they are first old enough to come out in society is to attend the Queen's Ball and have a formal introduction to all of the uh, important names, important people, a formal coming out, so to speak. Um, I'm going to put it to you. How do you think your sister did in that kind of a social situation?
I think she probably I think she was probably very enthusiastic and was a lot of kind of bright smiles and maybe wasn't quite as polished as some of the other young ladies, but was kind of charming in a slightly rough around the edges way.
Okay, I'm gonna suggest this to you. I'm not going to impose this, but I had a thought as you were describing your sister. What if she had met someone, someone important during that evening and
Hmm.
made a really good impression?
I am intrigued.
Someone with the last name of Gardner.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm up for
Like
that.
I'm just gonna put that out there. Might be relevant later, but I just y'all are feeding me things and I hadn't even thought of it until just now. So write
I'm
that down. We'll circle back around to that because I have ideas now. Um,
I'm taking notes because that's one of my secondary characters.
right. I'd like to quickly explain a few things before we get to the bulk of the action at this party. Uh, so the main mechanic in good society is the exchange of tokens. There are several tokens that are okay. There are two different types of tokens that are used in good society. You have your resolve tokens and you have your monologue tokens. So each session, these will refresh if you have run out. So I'm just gonna give you guys that. Um, Resolve tokens are your primary way to um, create drama. If you, while someone else is in a scene or role playing, get an idea, you say, hey, what if this happens? You can offer them a resolve token to see if they will allow it to happen to their character. So you have to offer a resolve token if it's detrimental or inconvenient for someone else's character for the event to happen. Uh, and then the person can say, yeah, sure, and take your resolve token. Or they can say, no, thank you, and refuse it. Or they can say, I will take that token, but only if, and then modify the terms themselves. So the game is really a game of negotiation as well as a game of storytelling. So um, one of the expectations of this game is to create drama for yourself and create drama for everyone else. So, but also with consent, because consent is sexy. So that's it. And then the monologue token, um, you can play a monologue token on someone and in the midst of a scene, and they have to stop and do one of those really like intense monologue moments, like just the voiceover situation. So they have to monologue either about something that you want them to monologue about or just their inner thoughts if you do not specify. For instance, I could Arden and Lady Flora could be in a scene, and then I could say, Lady Flora, I'd like a monologue about how you feel in this moment, and then Maddie would then have to step out of the scene for a brief moment and monologue about Lady Flora's feelings, either like a legit monologue or just describe how they feel in that moment or whatever. You don't have to actually monologue unless you want to, but that is the purpose of the monologue tokens. And though I just want to remind you of that because that is how we're going to make things spicy in this next scene in this huge party. Um, Before we actually get to the party, I would like, starting with Arden, to have each of you establish something about the party, whether it's like the scenery or the food or the music or whatever that will contribute to the vibes of this party. We will start. We will end with Arden. Then Arden can just add all of the extra other things. But I would
Can
like
you
the
tell I
rest
have
of
a
you.
list?
I would like to start. I would like to start with um, with Megan and um, just one contribution.
Um, I feel with Arden's flair for the dramatic, I like to think that there are two peacocks uh, walking through the grounds, but they are particularly aggressive peacocks, and they're causing a bit of a scene because they kind of want a piece of everyone's outfit. I don't know if peacocks like shiny things, but these peacocks do, and they're competing with each other. But everyone's trying to ignore it because it would just cause a scene to talk about the aggressive peacocks. And also, I feel there might be a metaphor for Arden there, but that would be rude to bring it up.
Well then, good lord.
Wow, you didn't have to go so hard in the first round. Dang. Okay, Maddie, please give us another contribution to this party.
I would like to think that there's sort of little hidden away nooks and crannies, maybe um, covered by like beautiful red velvet curtains or something, so people can have private whispered conversations. Um, but obviously, people could lurk outside and try and listen in if they wanted.
Okay, I love that. And Anya.
I kind of like the idea of Arden picking out musicians that are a little bit more avant-garde, a little bit more with the times, and not quite appropriate. Like still like fully like the correct music, but they go a little bit further than like more conservative people would like.
Are we
like
talking
a
Back to the Future prom scene?
I haven't watched that in so long.
like a jazz band instead of like an orchestra, maybe. I don't know what
You
Sure.
you're
just go a
thinking.
little too far at the end.
It's just
Hmm.
it's all jazz music,
Yes.
even though it's
Someone said wrecking ball on the violins. Yes.
Yes, precisely.
Perfect.
jazz music and um really over the top covers. Sure, we'll go with
Yeah.
that. And now we land on Arden, who is not only going to be filling in the rest of the blanks, but also setting the scene for this evening.
This is such wish fulfillment. I spent a week on this. So, and you all have only made it better. All of my gremlin scribblings. um, the party's theme, first and foremost, is red and gold. No one was told this. Um, the house itself, the manor itself, is not very old, but I think would be built in the way to give it an appearance of establishment. And so, like, lots of dark wood and marble columns and things like that, all draped in either shimmering but not blinding gold drapery or red drapery everywhere. Same with the stairs. The band absolutely going ham on pop covers that none of our characters would recognize, but would cause all of us psychic damage once we realized what would be like playing. There's
Perfect.
definitely some Beyonce in there.
Heck yeah.
There's there's a I can't say there's a champagne fountain because I don't think that technology existed yet, but there's definitely like a pyramid of glasses that you could take champagne off of that's constantly being like guarded by like a young waiter that's trying not to let it fall over. Um, of course, the peacocks are roaming the grounds. They are Arden's personal pets. Everyone loads them, but they are Arden's little babies. Um, they're little devils, and they love them so much.
What are their
They
names?
oh, and you know I've been sitting here trying to think of names for them, and nothing came to mind yet. Let's
Okay,
say
let's
Romulus
circle.
and Remus.
Perfect names for birds.
Yes. Yes, because they like to bite things. That's like genuinely the train of thought that would probably go, you know. They're supposed to be these like very I think also they're not normal peacocks, they're white peacocks. Both of them.
I was gonna say, I was wondering if they were albino.
Yeah, I think they are. I actually grew up near a lot of peacocks, so that like killed me because they are actually like that. Um,
Yep.
they're just really big pigeons with anger issues. Um, so they're
Yes.
definitely like walking around and they have like little gold collars on and they're just whatever they're doing, they're definitely harassing someone somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the atmosphere of the party, despite these little moments of chaos or things that would make more conservative withdrawn folks kind of raise an eyebrow and like balk, is just wonderful. Like it makes you want to just kind of spin in place and take it all in. Everything's shiny, but not in a way that screams like overindulgence or something not genuine. It's just really nice to look at. I would imagine wherever the general like dancing and gathering space is, there's like an entrance to a garden, and those doors are like flung open so people can peruse Arden's flower collection and just take a private stroll, as well as the alcoves that were previously mentioned, which are equipped with snacks and tissues. Um,
Are they little finger sandwiches?
yeah, like little finger. There's like a like beneath it. I imagine it to be like a 2-person booth. So like one person sits on either side, but there's no table.
Mm.
And then under the seats, there's like a little cubby, and there's just like some linens for your face and like a couple finger sandwiches for anyone who finds them. You know,
I love
I
that
yeah,
so
I think
much.
that's the vibe of the party. Like you walk in and you go whoa, but then you kind of start to smile.
Mm.
Um, is Arden entering yet? Like, are we describing this like the party is starting yet? Because there is an entrance scene.
um, before we do that, I would like to ask the group how when do you show up? Are you on time? Are you early? Are you late? What like when would your character show up?
I feel like Letitia would show up pretty early because they haven't seen Arden in at least 2 decades. So
Hmm.
they definitely want to finally see their pen pal again.
So like a pre-party visit, so you're already there before the party starts?
I would say right on maybe a couple minutes before the invitation said the party was starting. So like she can
So early.
a little bit early. She can maybe see Arden before everyone else shows up, but if not, it's okay.
Oh, for you, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely.
His Verity's plan is this: not too early, not too late. Maybe kind of like in the draft of another group, because what she'd like to do is find a corner or something, because she promised she'd go, but she never promised that she'd do anything but maybe stand someplace for as long as she's supposed to and then just leave. So I think it's just that whatever would make the least amount of attention, and maybe like behind someone who's like really making a big deal out of it.
Mm.
She says, "Oh, and me," and then she'll just go off and maybe find one of those little, those little like, oh, fantastic little hiding corners. I love it.
Be
This is a
there long
fantastic one.
enough. Sorry, be there
Yeah.
long enough so that people will remark upon your presence.
Oh yes, I need to
Yeah.
be seen by just enough people so I can
Mm-hmm.
prove I was here.
Yes.
Yes.
I think Lady Flora is technically very early. I think she gets in the carriage like way early and then parks it around the corner and just waits there for like half an hour because she's just like A, too early, and B, too nervous to go in. And then eventually she kind of pulls herself together, puts on sort of elegant mask and manages to force herself to go in.
It's a masquerade. Is it a masquerade, Arden?
I think I'm just a metaphorical mask, but if it could be a
Oh,
masquerade if Arden wants it to be.
I just
I
sorry, that's
actually
my thing.
really like it being a masquerade, but here's a catch: you pick up your mask there,
Ah,
so
Oh,
you everybody can
Oh.
decide what their mask looks like from a collection of masks that's available.
Well, that's an
that's neat.
extra special reason for Letitia to show up early then, because she definitely wants a mask to match her hair.
Nice.
um, okay. I have a question. Does Lady Flora allow her younger sister to come with her?
I think uh I think this time she kind of plays the heavy and makes her stay at home. Whether she actually does or not is up to her, but I think Lady Flora is under the impression that Clara is being good and staying at home and coming to maybe a more like a high tea or something at another time that's a bit more low key.
I'll make a note. Sorry,
You see
I couldn't help
Clara like
myself.
in the fountain, like halfway through the party.
That's probably gonna cost me a resolve token, but maybe. Um, we'll see. Um, so uh, let's start with Letitia and Arden because Letitia would be the one to come first, maybe
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes before the party starts,
Yeah.
just so you have enough time to catch up before the people.
Mm-hmm. And I would say this is definitely a newer experience for Letitia because the last time she was in town, she was essentially an orphan. She did not have a family to really claim her. But now that her mother has recognized her as her heir, she has a name, she has money. So she's up a little bit more up there in society, I would say, than she was last time. So she definitely arrives in whatever carriage that Esther can provide. And as she descends, um, her deep auburn hair is swept up into a beautiful coif, or coif, however you pronounce it. I can words. And just a very, very deep, clearly dyed auburn, and is wearing a slightly uncomfortable to them, a little bit tighter than they'd like dress, but happily is walking up to this.
This is just so funny to me. That's exactly what it is. This.
Yes.
Um, I think because you're early and Arden must always make a fashionably late appearance at their own
Mm.
events. You're probably, I think, shown inside by whoever's working. I hesitate to call them servants. I don't like that word, but they work
Mm-hmm.
there. They also get fed and paid well. And so you
They could be there's another word for them. I swear. There's a
there's
more
another
pleasant
word,
word.
and I don't attendance
Staff. They can be
Employees.
staff.
Staff, yes.
staff. I like staff. That applies to quality and unions. Staff would show you inside.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Um,
they could be unionized. Like Ardent staff can be unionized if they want to.
Absolutely,
I love
everybody gets
it.
paid well here. Um, so you're showed inside by some of the staff to like the grand hall, and there's like the staircase, very dramatic as they
Mm.
are. And I think there's like a few moments where you just have to sit in all of this and like watch the peacocks walk around. Um, and then Arden comes flying down the stairs and almost dies, just excited to come see you. Like you hear in the hall, like the back hallways, like Letty's here, Letty, and like the footsteps. Um, Arden,
You you hear some of the staff go, "Slow down, you're gonna fall. Please be careful." And
I
like
will be fine. There are more pressing matters
they're
ahead of me.
they're
Like,
like they all there's like a trail of staff, like two or three of them looking very concerned for you falling over or something because you're so excited. But
Arden has babysitters at all times.
Yes.
But they absolutely just like tear for you. Um, they have really short hair and very thin locks, so they can kind of style it however they
Mm.
want, just based on how they're feeling gender wise for the day. And right now it's sort of slicked back, and there's a golden headpiece kind of attached to their head that looks like peacock feathers and like a little tiara, and then the rest of them is just in disarray. Like they're wearing the I killed my husband robe, and
Mm.
like definitely not decent. Like this is just not okay. But they are like they stumble down the stairs And if you consent, we sweep you up into a hug.
Letty sees this and immediately like puts down the champagne glass that she had been handed so that it doesn't crash to the ground. And yes, absolutely, like big old squeezing hug.
I am so delighted to see you, my dear, and we'll kind of pull back to inspect you.
It has been a long time.
It surely has. How are you? We must catch up.
I'm fine, but I don't think that you're quite ready. I feel a little bit overdressed at the moment.
Oh, I forgot myself. Hmm. Arden has to do mental math about what's socially appropriate in this situation.
We can go upstairs.
Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs, yes. And I'll kind of do some vague but respectful snapping and or clapping for snacks. And we'll migrate.
And Letitia grabs her champagne flute again and is just happily sipping at it.
So what happens? So what happens is, as soon as you do the clap, 3 of your staff show up, with one with a tray of like finger sandwiches, another one with like a couple of more flutes of champagne, and another one who just reports that your outfit is ready and pressed for you to get into.
I'm gonna treat it like the Secret Service whispering to the president, like,
yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Everything is,
yes.
It's a well-run machine, but it's also unionized.
I will clasp that person's hands in gratitude, and then I will continue to show Letty within. We do not see the outfit until the entrance. There are no sneak peeks.
That is totally fine.
Okay, well, please, while I assemble myself, I apologize. Everything there is to share, I'd love to hear it.
You would not believe the year that I have had.
Arden will sit and cross their legs.
Well, I have a mother now. She actually recognized me. And yeah, it's a little bit complicated. My uncle was murdered, which is an interesting thing. But there's a long story with that, though. I don't know if it's the right moment to get into it.
Well, first things first. I am over the moon that you have a family. It is what you've always deserved. The second part of that is much more alarming, but the first part is great. I have plenty of rooms available should you wish to stay and chat over it after the party, but I also understand you have your own matters to attend to.
I'm staying with my mother's best friend in town. So maybe another time, though. I wouldn't
of course
want her to worry.
Sure thing. Gosh, that's exciting. I'm so Letty, I hope this following year brings you everything you deserve in the best of ways.
It's been a long time. It's been hard.
It has. But I am grateful to have received your letters, and I am grateful to receive you here now.
How long has it been now?
Oh, Arden starts counting on their fingers. They do not come to a determined answer.
Too long.
It starts getting complicated. Like,
yes. No matter. Well, you have to get ready. Shouldn't your guests, the rest of them, be arriving soon?
The party does not start until I walk in. Let them arrive. You are free to, of course, go. I put out the good masks on top, so if you'd like to go and take them, now would be
Oh,
your chance.
I noticed the theme. Didn't hear anything about it though.
I I wouldn't know what happened there.
Hmm. Good thing I
Yes.
already have half of the color here.
Well, I'm glad we're still connected of the mind in that way.
I'll see if there's a gold mask for me somewhere.
I'm sure there will be. And then I'll kind of lean close and be like, check the bowl by the band.
Noted. I'll see you down there.
Bye bye, darling.
And she
As
just
you
walks off.
you head towards the kind of grand ballroom area, like it is a room where the musicians are setting up and they are warming up. It's a bit of a jazzy vibe, something that is way beyond the traditional stuff, you know. Um, you find the bowl of masks, the container of masks that Arden has um, told you about, and you find a gold mask of, well, a couple of gold masks, one that's
Hmm.
a little more elaborate than the other one, so, but, and the
Yes.
other one's simple but elegant, whichever your choice.
Oh, Letitia absolutely grabs the most ornate, intricate mask, kind of like our layout. Little
Yeah.
accents there, just super intricate, and it seems to have what might be fox ears on the top.
Ooh.
Love that. Hmm. Um, so as you are uh, walking around, um, guests start to file in, and I think this would be the time Lady Flora um, enters. Um,
Yeah, I think she's got very, unlike me, she has excellent posture and her back is extremely straight. And she could look kind of aloof to someone who didn't know her, but it's just fear. It's just
Someone
it's
beat
just
me to it. We have a posture check.
and she obviously didn't get the memo about the theme because no one did. So she's in a very simple but elegant light blue dress, which is very well tailored and made, but is just extremely like simple, sharp lines. And if she gets to have a look in the container of masks, she will pick out one that perhaps looks like a swan with a golden beak.
you are actually offered the container by a staff person in like dressed in black, like very intended to not to blend in and not be noticed. But they offer you the there's several of them walking around to the guests and offering them masks. So you do find the mask that you are looking for. It is um, very simple, and the young girl, she's maybe like 18 or 19. She says, welcome, Lady Flora. I hope you enjoy your time here. And then she'll move on. She's just this really sweet, unassuming girl. Um, and I think as more guests file in, uh, Verity, you 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 have the fortunate luck of your entrance um, working out somewhat the way you wanted it to. You happen to um, arrive right after your carriage happens to arrive right after, like you're behind your carriage is behind another carriage that is very like ornate and elaborate, very fancy. And you're sitting there as the carriage in front of you gets unloaded, and it is a slender yet dapper looking young man that exits. Um, you only see him from behind, but there are people ahead of you that seem to recognize this gentleman. This young man of about 18 or 19, and they acknowledge him, and it looks like a big deal. You hear voices that are like, "Oh, I didn't think you would be here this evening," or "Hey, come on, the party's about to start." And there's a whole bunch of noise towards this one individual. So you just happen to luck out.
Beautiful. Yes. I think it's just like I'll like if she can, she'll open the carriage door herself. She's like, "Oh, it's fine. It's okay. Just stay right there. It's good. Thank you for the ride." And she'll just kind of like pop down. Um, and I think when she's heading, how obvious is the unannounced color theme from the outside?
I'm thinking about it. um, I think, yeah, I think you see some red and gold drapery like over the main entrance, but
Right.
that's kind of it. I mean, Arden has a lot of rose bushes and flowers of similar color anyway that don't seem to be put here for the party. So I don't
Right.
know what you
Oh,
would take from that.
I got. I think Verity, not to get too deep into what she was doing a couple years ago, has a particularly has been around some artistic eyes. So I think sizing this up, she reaches over as she passes one of the rose bushes and kind of takes out like this pink rose she had, like this pink flower, and just kind of pops it right there and puts a little rose here. Okay, and she's got like just gray on. So she's like, okay, so this is I think just the right amount. It's not too much. It's not. So she's just like almost like camouflage. Um, and then she'd kind of as quietly as possible, again drafting behind this group of around this young man, kind of just try to kind of I don't say sneak her way in, but just be real cool about it.
I
She's
I have
trying.
I have to ask, do you attempt to maybe eavesdrop on this
Oh.
seemingly popular slash important person?
Oh gosh. I mean, I'm supposed to just be seen here for a little bit, but it wouldn't hurt to know what's going on. Uh, I'm gonna
If
fiddle. I'm
if
gonna
you
fiddle with
do,
this rose bush a little. It's so nice.
if you
I'm just
well,
here,
no,
mom.
no, okay.
Oh, you're inside.
Hold on. So,
Yeah.
you guys are advancing? Everyone's moving forward into
Ah.
the. So,
Okay.
are you going to walk
Oh.
behind them and keep pace so you
Oh.
can hear?
Oh, I'm
I'm
also
going
part of
to.
this group.
Well, kind of. You're behind the group, so you're your
Oh,
own group, but like behind
yes.
them. But you are close enough to potentially hear something.
Then yes, absolutely. She might
Um,
take a few steps forward.
um. So what you hear is you hear several different bits. Like, I didn't expect you'd be here. Does your mother know you're going to be here? You hear the name Ash. Um, you hear this young man referred to as Ash. There's kind of a vibe that he's not supposed to be at this particular party. Um, and yeah, you you also you hear some sort of like teasing, like, Ooh, what does Lady Dahlia think about you being here?
Ah. Hmm. Verity, I think, keeps this all right in her head. She's this is she's trying to keep a low profile, but information does not hurt. So maybe later she can kind of position herself better. So it's nothing like actively. Oh, I'm going to use this. It's just like, oh, click. That's very interesting. But not like trying very hard just to be kind of like just walking. Oh no, I got a little too close to this group. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone makes their way in. You see this young gentleman take a kind of silvery, like very kind of um, simple silver mask. You know, like kind of a tuxedo mask style sort of thing.
Yes.
He looks like Regency tuxedo mask without the hat. Is what it is.
Nice.
That's the vibe right now. He doesn't have a cape either, but like he's dressed. He's a tall, slender looking young man who's just dressed, and he's got this mask on.
I'm just picturing Mamoru right now, so
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
got me sold.
kind of like that. That's the vibe. But he quickly puts the mask on, so you know he tries to maintain a low key sort of vibe. Um, So, what is everybody doing now that the party, like everyone's at the party? Um, are you all just going to dance, have some cocktails, finger food? I imagine Arden has like a bartender or something like Regency cocktails.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And that's probably a point of huge contention. I think like people really think that's not okay, but like why have boring
The
drinks when you can
hedonist,
have fun ones?
the hedonist wants to get turned at this party, and they will.
Exactly. If we're gonna have a bar, it might as well do something.
It's very extra. It's
Yes.
Arden. It's very extra. It's very Arden. So this is the Regency equivalent of, you know,
Open bar, guys.
a really wild house party.
Yeah.
It's a Regency era house party,
I
y'all.
love it. And Letitia immediately goes over and orders a Kir Cassis because she had a taste for it in France and loves it. Black
Oh yeah,
currants,
there's
for those who
access to
don't know.
fancy foreign drinks and like everything. Like Arden went above and beyond to pick the one person who knows like all of the drinks.
There's also a suggestion box. If you have a drink recipe, you can put it in there, and the bartender will attempt to learn it.
Yeah, no, it's just oh yeah. And Arden has made sure that they have all of the ingredients, like so they could it's just essentially like Regency wish fulfillment. You think of a drink and it shows up in your hand. It's so good.
Perfect. God, I really want a Kir
Um
Cassis now. They're the
so
best.
yeah, okay. So right. So Letitia has gone for a drink. What is
Yes.
um what is everyone else doing?
I think Lady Flora has got herself a lemonade or something equally kind of non-threatening to her, and is basically looking for anyone she recognizes. She's a little bit overwhelmed by all the sights and sounds, and is just kind of looking for someone vaguely familiar. If she spots Arden, and they aren't kind
Mhm.
of surrounded by well wishers, which is very likely, she might try and say hello. Or if she sees um, Verity, then she might want to catch up because they haven't seen each other in a very long time.
Well, Arden
Where
hasn't
is
made their
Verity?
entrance yet.
Yeah,
Artemis
Where
that's
has
where
not
true.
made an entrance yet.
where is Verity though? I think maybe Lady Flora and Verity should
Yeah.
um
Yes. So I think Verity has. She doesn't want to go to the bar yet. That's too much attention. So she's just grabbed like whatever champagne glass looked like it would not tumble this pyramid. Um, but she's not like really drinking it. She's just kind of standing just a little like somewhere against a wall so she's visible and just kind of like almost like pantomiming like she like she's part of a conversation she's not, like someone just left. And that's fine. People talk to me all the time and I'm very much at this party.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think if her hands are wrapped a little too hard around like the stem of the champagne glass, like on the edge of snapping it, just it's okay, just a little bit. Like looks if there's a clock anywhere, like what's a good time here? Oh my god, I've been here 5 minutes. Oh god, this is her right now. Drink,
Drink time.
drink, time,
It is
be
three
seen.
freckles past a hair.
Yeah, she's like, oh no. So yeah, so
so,
she's just a little off, I think, to the side, not hiding as much as she probably would want to. Just very much be seen, do your time, and then you can leave.
Yeah, I think if it's all right with you, then Lady Flora will spot you and just sort of tentatively come over and sort of be slightly confused for a second because it looks like you're in a conversation, but she can't quite see who you're talking to, and then sort of introduce herself and, oh, Miss Verity, is that you? I haven't seen you for so many years.
She like puts the drink down because she's like, Laura, she'll go to almost do a hug and then stop herself because she knows like, oh, I mean, it's so lovely to see you.
You,
Um,
you
okay,
too.
is it late? Is it Viscountess?
Yes, my parents sadly passed away rather recently, but I have taken on their mantle, and I'm hoping to bring the estate back to its former glory. So a lot of pressure, but I'm hoping I'm up to the task.
Oh, it's been so long. You've been through a lot. I would have written more, but sometimes we're in all sorts of different places, and
Oh,
I kind of never thought I'd be back.
wow, were you traveling?
Oh yeah, and you can see like all of a sudden like an actual interest comes in her face, like it's something she wants to. Oh, we went everywhere. I mean, Harrison just loved to be inspired when he was creating things. So I mean, we went all over the world, and it was just like lovely, and I could like breathe. Ever been in a place where you could just like breathe? Like this isn't a very big breathing place here. Like it feels oppressive, right? Like it feels oppressive here, right? Like you can't. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was lovely. We traveled. But now I'm back, so I guess I'm
You,
home.
you don't seem very pleased to be back. Why the sudden change of scenery?
Oh, well, I don't want to bring a Paul to the party. Harrison died.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
it,
I didn't mean to pry.
it's okay. Not many people knew, so I don't want to get into uh little thing, but I didn't really have anything in my name, so my parents were very kind and let me come back to live under their roof again.
I
Yes.
would like to offer Verity a resolve token for um Penelope to overhear some of this.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And in okay, so I am going to take one of Penelope's resolve tokens, and up. Now you have an extra one. Boop boop. And as you are talking, you hear a voice behind you that says, "Well, well, well, look who's back."
She, Verity, like the color. is gone. Um, if I think if she'd picked up the champagne glass again at any time as she relaxed, it is now snapped.
No.
The stem just snapped, but she's not gonna admit that it happened, so she's still just like holding it, like so the bottom's here and the top's here, and it's fine. Excuse me for 1 second, Viscountess Flora, I don't mean to. And she'll just
Of
turn
course.
around slow.
Mhm.
Penelope, hi, I'm back in town.
There is a very kind of curt smile as she says, "Well, Miss Everworth, I didn't expect I'd see you again."
I didn't expect you'd see me again either, um, Penelope. Uh, I didn't expect any of this.
There's a look on her face like she's trying really hard not to care. And then she asks, "So, how have you been? Has the world outside of Evandale been treating you well?"
Penelope, I don't know if I can have this conversation here. This is a happy party. And I, I,
I
I,
love
I.
I love her.
You see, like just every emotion on her face, but she's really like she said she would not cause a scene at this first social event she's at. So I think as she's trying to figure out how to navigate this, she ends up with perhaps we can have tea and I can tell you about it if you want to hear about it, but also if you don't want to hear about it, I could just never talk to you again if that's what you want.
Has
I
anybody
don't know
ever
what you want, Penelope.
there she's wearing a like an elaborate mask that looks avian. It's a like a pearl looking mask, and she's wearing a kind of beige looking dress to go with it. Um and she says, "It's not about what I want. I just wish you hadn't left so abruptly."
If if I hadn't left abruptly, I never would have left at all, Penny. And you know that's what I wanted to do most of all. You could have come.
And you know very well why I couldn't. And then she says, "But that doesn't mean you had to replace me."
Like you just see like this cloud of everything. She's like, I think she just stops trying to hold the champagne glass together at this point, and she just drops that as her face falls. She's like,
There's a random staff person just going like fixing it up, just like,
I think
and
Almost
they're
then
before
being
it hits the
completely
ground.
unaware. Yeah, and I think I was like, so I guess we're done here, Penelope. And she'll turn around and try to lose herself in the crowd.
um on that note, Arden, what's up with Arden?
I was so like involved in this, I forgot I wasn't here. Like my party, and I haven't even showed up yet.
Nope.
It,
Oh, okay. So I think some point after that, or maybe right after, I don't know. The band kicks up into one of those ridiculous covers. Very fitting entrance music, whatever it is. I like to think it's Beyonce, but I don't know that. And you see Arden's outfit for the first time. I'm very excited about this. So you see them descend this long wooden staircase that's been draped in red and gold, and of course they have that headpiece and their hair slicked back out of their face with a few artful strands. Um, Arden is wearing is a jester. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by dogs.
No, both dogs have now demanded my attention because they heard someone outside my door.
Excellent. I'm so sorry. I love dogs. You so Arden descends and they are wearing like very classic like tailcoat tuxedo in this like deep maroon color with like shiny brass buttons, and it like they're wearing kind of attached to the cuffs a cape of sheer fabric that just drapes behind them and ends in like a peacock feather print. Um, are they wearing pants? I forgot like pants were like a thing. Ooh. No, we're gonna compromise. Okay, I take back. I failed the outfit check. I'm gonna take it back here. They are wearing instead a very simple red and gold gown, still with the cape, but they are also like they've got it kind of tucked into the crooks of their arm and pulled sort of close to them as they descend. They can also gesture dramatically as necessary. Um, and they will just take their sweet time kind of descending the staircase and letting the music happen. Not even as a look at me, just like they're very caught up in the moment, it seems. And then they get to the bottom of the stairs and they're just gone. They're just somewhere in the party.
You are actually met everywhere you essentially move with like choruses of oohs, ahs, hey, nice outfit. Ooh.
Thank
Like
you.
different compliments. Like, I love what you're doing with your hair. You're met with all sorts of feedback about your look at this point.
I will nod and princess wave gracefully.
um, I'm gonna leave it to you. Who do you see in this party? Do you want to like
Oh,
talk to Flora maybe, or just what is Arden doing now that they are now that they have joined the party?
now that they have joined the party. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I'll see Lady Flora in the crowd and kind of recognize her. Sorry, recognize her, and as if the crowd will allow me, I will make my way over to her um, to and pick up a champagne glass around along the way.
Yeah, I think Flora will see you coming and just sort of flinch for a second and be like, "Oh no, I wasn't prepared for this," and try and sort of steady herself a bit. Just like it's just the same as when you were young. It's fine. They're just the same person. It's all fine. So yeah, that's her vibe going into this.
Lady Flora, as I live and breathe.
Next, Arden Blair, I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. It is a beautiful party.
Oh, of course. I couldn't imagine it without your face making an appearance. I'm delighted to see you. And they will give what probably looks sarcastic and does not help their case, but they definitely mean it, like a curtsy.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Flora will definitely curtsy back.
they do not take titles very seriously, and they probably should.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will kind of just sort of assess you. How do you look? How are you doing?
I think, yeah, I think there's a very much a put on kind of uh social face that is really not natural on her. She like you can probably tell that she's um kind of just trying to get through this experience, even though she's very happy to see you and see someone familiar and hoping that this conversation will go well. she's just kind of a bit overwhelmed.
So, seeing this, then Arden will kind of like lean around you and maybe try to see if any of the nooks are open. I think it's pretty early in the party, but I don't know if people like immediately ran to claim them or if they're just open for the most part.
I'm gonna say there is one that is unavailable. I don't know how many nooks you would have available, but there's only one that's been taken.
Okay, so I'll kind of then gesture to the open ones and say, if you ever need a space to catch your breath, those do wonderfully. They're also great for a nap.
I think her mask drops for a sec, as in her metaphorical mask drops for a second underneath her actual mask, and she's like, "Oh, thank you. That's good to know. I didn't want to tuck myself away straight right away, but um, thank you. That's very helpful.
A party is no fun if you have to suffer for it.
That's very good. Very good statement.
I forgot. It's a masquerade of my own making, and I forgot that I would need a mask.
But
Arden has
but
a
it's
few backs. It's gold. It's got red gems in it. It's there somewhere.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's Arden's party. If they don't want to wear a mask, they don't have to.
They're not a party pooper. They established a theme.
Yep.
They're gonna stick to the theme. They probably have it like on a little chain or something, like, or even a waist chain, because that's fancy. So they can wear it at will. No one else gets a chain though.
Are
Arden is it.
you? So have you actually led Lady Flora to the sectioned off
I
area?
I think I'll lead her there, but unless she like wants to step in with me, I'm gonna just kind of awkwardly hover.
I think I think she goes in a bit too quickly and looks to you, kind of implying you're very welcome to join me if you want, but not saying it out loud.
Um, yeah, I'll sit. I'll sit. I'll kind of gather the million miles of fabric of the dress. Yeah, just really wind it up, and kind of sweep it all into the booth, and then with a very practiced like slap at the curtains, I'll kind of close them.
Um, yes. So, how have you been? It's been such a long time. I'm sorry I haven't kept in touch more. We my parents were somewhat unpredictable in their movements, so it was hard to keep track of things sometimes.
I owe you the apology. I think Arden's gonna confide something. I just made a decision. Um, I have not been as close with my family as of late than I was perhaps in the past. And I think that also played a part in me falling out of touch with you, which was not fair. So I'm glad that we got to have this moment at the very least.
Yes, it's a fresh slate for both of us, and we can just move on forward in a hopefully a very pleasant and friendly way.
Yes. I will like to imagine the staff are like just magically always there, like just stick my hand out and a glass appears.
Yes.
Nice. This makes me so happy.
Oh,
I will
sorry.
suck
Are you distracted
champagne.
by Rocket or?
No, I love it. He's just he makes so much noise and it makes me so happy.
I
He's
had
just a little
myself muted
guy.
for a while because she's noisy.
She's just a little guy. You know, she's just it's
She's
a
a little
gender neutral
baby.
thing. Yeah,
And
she's
I
snuffling.
established this in chat, but Letitia has totally found the pugs of the house and is just like petting all of them.
Arden has animals, and they are around, and we will discover more of what those animals are as time goes on.
Yep. Ma'am. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yes. Oh,
Hang on a
I
second.
will.
I can't hear Anne anymore.
Uh-oh.
That's probably just a me thing. Don't worry.
Okay. Should I wait?
No, keep going.
Okay. Um, I will offer a glass to you.
Okay, hang on. Doop doop doop. Not just a me thing.
Oh, you know it's serious when you gotta put the pug down.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
no.
Rocket, we know. She's disappointed in me. I'm going
Oh.
to try refreshing.
Rocket's trying to like make her way into her own box on stream, and she's like, "Need to take out Anne's first, one at a time." We get it there.
Okay. Can people hear Anne now?
Oof.
Everyone but Anne. Anne, can you leave and come back? Because this, I'm not sure why this problem happened. Just super quick. Unmute. Say it again. Okay, she's gonna leave and come back. Not sure what happened because I did not touch literally anything. I love how randomly the the captions are now in her box. I don't know why they do that. Okay, Anne, try talking again.
I do know this is a problem with Video Ninja. I don't know how to solve it, but I do know this is like a thing that happens where the audio will randomly.
Okay.
Oh, I love hearing Rocket like to be tapping around. She's so cute.
She's the best. Hold please for technical difficulties. This is my first time producing, so I don't know what the heck is going on and what's wrong.
You're doing great. You're doing great. These things happen.
Yep. I can't hear you, Anne.
It's weird because like I can hear you. I think the rest of us
like,
can.
Yeah.
it's working in Video Ninja. For some reason, it's not working in OBS. Let me see. Talk again, Anne. I just want to look at something. Ah.
Cut to break.
Found it.
Wait.
I found it. Somehow,
Okay.
without me literally touching anything, your audio was dropped to 0.
Okay, it's fine.
I did not
Hello.
touch anything. We're back. We're good.
It's okay.
Woo!
If you ever need to, you're the producer. You can cut to break, put the starting screen back or whatever.
Yes.
You got it.
We're
okay.
good though. We've got this. We've got like
do not
36
panic.
more minutes.
Just,
we're good.
Yeah,
Life is good.
It's
I
good.
bet you anything Rocket's paw touched my trackpad without me noticing. Guarantee you that's probably what happened.
I was right. She was trying to get her own box on stream.
Yep.
You all left.
Look. Next season of Regency Remixed, Rocket can put in an application, okay? I'm not gonna hate it. I can't hate, like, you know?
Well, I mean, she's not old enough. She's only 12.
Oh.
You have to be 18 to be on stream, unfortunately.
Oh, Rocket.
Feels bad, man.
Sorry,
Wait,
Rocket.
That's 12 dog years, though.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that, like, a lot of human years? Technically.
Ma'am.
Sorry. I am going to, so as Arden and Lady Flora are having this conversation, I'd like to offer, Lady Flora a resolve token to introduce her younger sister into the party that she's not supposed to be at.
Done dun, dun, dun.
I'll take
Yes, please.
that token. Yeah, go for it.
You know what? I'm suspending them because. So, as you and Arden are having your conversation, you recognize the female voice. You do not necessarily know the male voice. Um, Arden probably knows um, Clara, like sibling, right? Okay,
Mm.
so you hear a couple of voices outside as up like outside your little booth area, and they are literally like next to next to you, like as if they were going into the booth next to you, the empty booth. It's like, I can't believe you're actually here. And the male voice is like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be here, not really. I'm not allowed to go to parties like this. I'm supposed to maintain a proper, reputation or whatever. And yeah, Clara would be in the scene. Anya.
Dun, dun, dun. I am prepared.
Yeah, I know. I forgot that you were actually playing Clara. So you are actually in at this party. You're not supposed to be at this party. You've come to meet this dashing young man, Ash, who you've met at the Queen's ball.
Ah, is this Gardner?
Yeah, Ash
Okay.
Gardner. He actually came out into society the same time you did, and you guys
Oh.
met at the Queen's ball.
So
It's like,
he is potentially Clara's paramour.
potentially.
Dun
Um,
dun.
and then he says, "I know you're not supposed to be here either, but
Well, what my sister doesn't know doesn't hurt her. Now does it?
hmm,
And I think in an uncharacteristically bold move, Flora will be like, "She doesn't know, does she?" in a quite a loud voice, which carries through. So I think when she's in older sister mode, she goes a bit more hard than she normally does.
Arden,
um,
whoa. I have to get out of thinking about things like D&D because I'm thinking of like I'm giving the help action. Like I want to sweep aside the curtains dramatically so Lady Flora can just be there, like turning around in the chair, like
Yeah.
To differentiate, glasses off means Clara.
that's
Okay.
For
fair.
anyone who needs a visual help on this.
And you see this dapper, slender young man in a very simple mask. Um, you were actually at the Queen's ball, so you actually do vaguely recognize his voice. It's not as familiar to you as your sister's, but you've heard him. You know of him, and he looks to you and says, "Lady Drummond," and he like bows his head at you like in uh, like polite deference, even even though he's technically he's the son of a duchess, so he's technically kind of yeah. There's a bit of a power differential, but he doesn't care. He just nod acknowledges you because you're older.
And Clara's kind of attempting poorly to hide behind him. I can't
can
see you, you
Arden
can't see
just
me.
Clara, darling, we can't see you over there. Come closer. And then I will recede so you can have your scene. I just want to be a menace.
So good. Yeah, I think Flora says, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt what I'm sure was a private conversation, but I think we are all aware that there are people here who should not necessarily be here, and I am very happy to keep that under my hat, as it were, as long as circumstances such as this don't occur again.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
um, Ash, uh, he stands upright and says, "Of course, Lady Flora. We were only intending to pick up some snacks." And he grabs the platter of fingers sandwiches, and he says, "Uh, we were just going to take a moment, take a pause from the dance floor, and have some snacks." And he offers the platter towards you, Flora.
Well, that is very kind of you to offer, but I am quite full right now. Thank you very much.
And then he puts the platter down and he says, "I promise to be on my best behavior with your darling sister this evening." And then he quickly grabs Claire's hand and says, "Let's away to the dance floor, darling." And
Bye. Just immediately goes off with him. Not a care in the world. She is not Lydia Bennett. She is Kitty Bennett here.
Nice. Yeah, I think that works super well. That's a very good comparison. Yeah, and I think Flora will turn to Arden and just be like, "Well, we're going to have a conversation later tonight."
I am sure we will.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
Maddie, you need a new link because your captions dropped.
No worries.
Invite.
I am going to say, if there's anything Verity wants to happen, do you have anything you want to happen at this party?
Uh, I think yeah. Just briefly to establish, I think just I think at this point she absolutely went up to the bar, like
Yeah.
just kind of defeated, um, and she'll ask, so, hey. So when I was actually in France a couple years ago, and they had this like amazing, like it was kind of a smoked whiskey. I don't want anything else fancy. If you could just give me, and she'll go like half, like do like a halfway up the glass thing, like this much of it. That would be like the most
Before
amazing.
you,
Little
before
more.
you, before you even finish speaking, you're just handed a glass of whiskey,
Oh,
of the appropriate whiskey.
oh, she
It's
just does
halfway.
this.
It's halfway full.
Yeah, she just does this and pops it down. Thank you very much. This never happened, and I appreciate this. And then he'll just kind of like,
the the bartender's like, "What happened?"
she legit almost does like the Regency version of this.
Yeah, no, you literally. You just get finger guns from this random
Yeah.
Regency bartender.
Uh, ah, I did see that on my travels. I think I'm gonna start. I'd start working it in. My mother does know how to prove. Ah, oh God.
It's definitely not the most proper lady gesture, but it is
Oh no.
so good.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
Verity loves it. It really conveys a lot. Finger pistols. Pew pew. I have to reload them. So I think
Um
at that point she's just like she's gonna her plan right now would be just to like try to do a slow kind of fade out leaving because she's like whether or not she's been there long enough she's done for the night. So like she I think is looking for the exit with a little trying to hold it together but like has that look in the eyes of like
you
I'll
you
cry.
feel you make your exit, but as you leave, you feel a pair of eyes on you for a moment, like you're being watched, and then the feeling goes away.
I think she'll do that like quick turnaround and just kind of
You see a woman in the distance in an elegant baby blue down, but just blending into the party, but no one directly near you.
I think so. She does the like, fine. Like she does that little thing where you're just trying to keep it together. You can look at me. It's fine. I'm not gonna cry. Not in public. Not again. She looks at her hand, and I think she does have a little bit of like a cut. She's like, of
Yeah.
course, she like, grabs a handkerchief, kind of wraps her hand, and just kind of like posture checks herself, and then heads towards the carriage.
Speaking of a posture
How
check,
Oh, hey.
how is everyone else's evening kind of wrapping up?
Letitia is having a grand old time. She has found the best friend in the form of multiple pugs and is just like happily sipping on all of the Kirkassis that the bartenders will bring her.
You actually somehow have inherited a little bit of the magic where every time you finish your drink, a new one just gets replaced.
You
And it's
are
just like,
the absolute best. Actually,
of
this pug
course,
is the best, but you're the second best to this pug right here. Thank
it's
you.
like, of course, Miss Harewood. It's always good to see you. And like they always the staff keeps rotating, so it's never the same person, but they always greet you like that. Like, oh, it's yeah, exactly. That it's the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I definitely officially cast Rocket as in the game. Like, so
Yes.
now Rocket is one of us. So now you can just
Okay, excellent.
role play with Rocket. So you are just having one of those playing with animals moments, like very
Mm-hmm.
Disney Regency Disney princess vibes. Do
Letitia is
you
not
even?
used to being invited to tons of grand big parties. This is all kind of new to
Oh yeah,
them.
they are living it up right now.
Oh
Best
yeah.
life, absolutely. So
Dancing, who
then,
needs
what happened?
dancing when you have dogs?
Yeah, it's true. Um, so how do you imagine the evening ends for Letitia?
Um,
Eventually goes home after
Eventually,
hanging out with
once
the
things
pups.
begin to wind down, I assume that Letitia and Arden would meet up again because they've spent this whole party kind of separated.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, for sure. Arden is just kind of. I feel like they don't even glide around the party; they just appear. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like they're just places.
Mm-hmm.
Um, eventually, you're just like we just cut away from you, come back to you, and Arden's just there in your
And
nest of
Letitia's just
pugs.
holding her new best friend.
Yes.
Your pugs are the best things in the world.
I love them very much. They make so much noise, and
They
it
do, and
heals
it's
me.
all cute.
Yes, yes. I see you have Pugsley.
Yes. Pugsley has helped me clean up some messes.
Hmm.
There have been a couple of spills of food, but
Oh,
it's gone now.
definitely thought you meant of the social kind there for a moment, but
I
I
I definitely thought you meant the alcoholic kind.
I mean, Rocket's definitely done that before. We lived in the track house, so there were
oh,
plenty of alcohol spills.
Is Pugsley drunk?
I mean, Pugsley
Pugsley's
could be a
just
little
kind of
bit
vibing.
tipsy. You never know. It does not take
Okay.
much.
Um. So, for Lady Flora, how does the evening end? I know she wasn't necessarily the most comfortable at this party, but she did catch up with a friend.
Yes, I think she will, if Verity is still there, kind of politely just kind of say goodbye before leaving, and also say goodbye to Arden, and see what Clara is doing, and if she is still kind of flitting about the party, just very quickly kind of go up behind her and just be like, "Conversation when you get back," and then just leave.
When you see her, she's actually on the dance floor. Still, she's having a grand old time. She's being whisked around in like a Viennese waltz sort of slow dance. Like they're swirling around. She's living it up with her very important, uh, very important dance partner.
Yeah, I think
Super
what she will
famous.
do is like a sniper, like lead the target and go where she's going to be and then position
Yeah,
herself and then say her line of conversation when you get back and then
yeah.
head off back home.
Okay.
Okay. Goes back to dancing.
Yeah. So this party is going really well. It is everything that Arden has planned it to be. It is like the Regency version of like the best house party ever. It is the fanciest, most
Nice.
extra thing ever, and the drinks are flowing, and everything is more or less good, at least for Arden. I mean, can't say the same for certain people. Sorry, Verity. But it's good for Arden. Arden's having a great time.
Yep.
I have to say, Liz is very surprised that nothing went horribly wrong. Um, I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm an anxious person and Arden isn't. I'm just kind of sitting here like, is everything okay now?
I
Um,
Is it?
so
mean,
I have a question. Could I use one of the resolve
Oh,
tokens
I should have said
for
anything.
Arden's brother to show up?
damn it.
Oh.
Would that be acceptable?
You'll have to ask. You'll have to ask Liz.
Yes, I cannot believe I provide you with champagne to break, and you
What
Okay,
is
so
it,
bring him
Verity?
we'll
in.
take.
This is
So
Frederick.
your. So I will put one of your resolve tokens towards Arden now. Arden has an extra resolve token. What up?
Um, so I feel it would be as Arden is perhaps like surveying towards the end. I think they would feel presence behind them and just kind of a low voice, almost a slightly put upon social voice, not the hey brother voice. It's the
Mm,
so was this party everything that you actually wanted it to be, Arden? Is this what you wanted to do publicly?
I think Arden, a little drunk, has that like, is this the ghost of Christmas past moment? Like, their whole body just tenses, and then they relax and they slow turn. Freddie,
This is public. Frederick, please. Arden.
Frederick. It's
I dressed up, you see, and it's just like the most plain suit. And I think he has very like close hair, like almost like just one little wave,
mm-hmm.
and that's a lot for him. He has to kind of fight it. So it is the best it's going to be. But it's very slick and tight and controlled.
I send you so many suits, and this is the one you show up in. It's good to see you.
A slight like this is like a slight warmth. It is good to see you, Arn. But this does not reflect as well upon our family as I think perhaps you would like. There are peacocks out there, and one of them bit my leg.
That's how Romulus shows affection. You should be honored.
You've tried that line before. That bird does not like me.
You should be honored because he doesn't bite me. It's truly a gift.
Hmm. I'm not going to go down farther on why that is true. And you see there's a mix of emotions because there's a little sparkle occasionally in his eye, like when he sees like the champagne pyramid and he sees the color combo that was not on his invitation either. So you see just a little like you almost a smile, but then willing it away again.
Arden just their head just keeps tilting.
Oh,
Like
just one little hand. The hand just kind of goes up to hold the head, just like can't help but like try to right Arden. I, you know, I love you, brother. You
I
know I
love you.
do,
Hmm.
but I'm worried, and this can't continue on. We all had to make choices. I had to make choices so we
Hmm.
can continue on in this society. And um, I, I just want you to think and stop for 1 second and think about the choices you're making. We all
Are you
have to put it
finished?
away sometime, Arden.
You came all this way to give me the don't drink speech.
It's not just drinking, and you know that, Arden. It's a hand gesture. It's all of it. It's
Yeah.
it's all of it, Arden. It's just I know this is the kind of party we talked. Remember, we were younger. This is exactly the party we talked about. I remember that exact. I know. I remember you going red and gold. It's gonna be red. I remember that. But
I
I,
just
I
pulled the
just
chocolates out of the fridge.
uh, mm,
They're
just
they're on that table right over there.
almost like 30 straight seconds of just nothing but just someone
Willpower.
making a decision. Yes, and just Arden. I have to leave now. I have obligations, and we all do. And I just hope you remember that. I want the best for you, brother. And a turn on the heel.
Wait, wait,
Yes.
Frederick. Do you have a place to stay?
Of course, I would never expect you to make space. You know, I and my betrothed that I love ever so dearly.
Arden gives the world's loudest eye roll.
Mm, we
Mm-hmm.
all have obligations, Arden. We all have obligations. I would love to stay here. They would never step foot in here, and I'm so sorry. Like you almost see it again. Like I'm so no, because we have to live a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just the way it. That's just the way it is, and that's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is, Frederick.
Yeah,
And Arden seems just like their flame has dimmed just a little bit. Go back to
Frederick
your
is
beloved.
right. I okay, Arden. I will, and just almost the exact same like tiredness passes over him, and he with a little bit of a slump kind of turns around and leaves.
I think Romulus will try to take just a little piece out of his pants too
you just
when
you
he
just hear
leaves.
ah. You hear stupid bird, like
Arden will
not
And
just
again.
on that note, we are going to end that novel chapter, that very wild uh, party. Um, so we have about 12 minutes left on the stream, and there is one thing I would like to do together for this particular uh, uh, cycle of or half cycle of play. Um, that and we can do the rest next week. But I would like to um, do the rumor and scandal phase where we create some rumors uh, based on the events of this party. And yeah, um, so going around the table, you can make up. Everybody has like the opportunity to add two rumors to the list. So we go to the rumor and scandal, and these will appear in Lady Weatherington's scandal papers. So the rumors will be
Mm.
publicized. So uh, don't all go at once, but like I'll write it down. Just throw throw it up out there. You can either create a rumor or spread a rumor if there's already one. But right now just need to make stuff up. Please make stuff up.
Okay.
if
Go ahead.
no, you go first.
So the first one I thought of was, well, Clara and Ash Gardner were very cozy together alone in one of those alcoves. What were they doing?
Mhm.
At the party he wasn't supposed to be at.
Neither of them were supposed to be there. And then they were
And they're
seen
both
very
there.
publicly dancing together after Clara's sister found them.
Okay. So Clara and Ash were at a party that they weren't supposed to be at.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, so then a question to you. Is this something either your character would spread or just something it's something your character would
Oh,
spread or something that is just
just a
someone else has
general
seen it?
rumor. I don't
Yeah,
know how gossipy Letitia would be. I feel like they wouldn't be terribly gossipy.
valid. Um who's got another one? You can either
I've,
confirm that rumor or write another one. Let's
I've
load this.
got a new one.
Yes, let's
Um,
load
this
this bad
is
boy up.
this is not from Arden because Arden is on their
Uh,
best behavior for
of
now.
course, of
Um,
course.
but Verity, for all that Verity tried to hide, had a very public, tense confrontation with Penelope and was seen leaving the party in a bit of a rush and definitely intoxicated. What was that about? What was that about? She stuck in and she did not sneak back out. So what's going on there?
Got it.
Excellent. Hmm.
I
Okay. Oh, go
oh,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. I think there's a very old rumor that's been flying about ever since Flora's family fled the area, and that is that her parents, the then Viscount and Viscountess of Featheringsham, were involved in some kind of illegal activity, and that's why they fled the area.
Okay. Um, I know how to spell. So just that they were involved in illegal activities. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
There may be some people who know more details and some people who know less.
Megan, what you got?
Yeah, I was thinking, I guess again to make Verity's life harder. This is so
You
rude of
can't you
me.
can actually use your
Oh,
turn to confirm existing rumors
oh,
now,
oh,
or
okay.
just make them essentially make them push them towards the front page of the scandal papers.
Oh,
That's kind of the thing. Like make them
gotta
more
get.
like
Oh, choices.
important or talked about.
Well, I guess. Okay, so this is way more important than anything else. That Clara and Ash one, I think, because so many people saw that.
So many
So
people
many
saw that.
people
Mm-hmm.
saw that. Yeah, I
Okay,
would. Yeah.
you have a second turn. You can confirm another
Oh,
rumor or create one.
okay.
So everybody has a
Beautiful.
second go.
Okay, well, I can go again first if you want.
Sure.
So, Letitia is new in town, and it's been a little while, but word's gone around that first of all they have been officially recognized by their mother, but also in the same breath, their uncle died of an allergic reaction. And it was all very strange. His son was the one who was found guilty. But did Letitia have something to do with it? Because rumors can circulate that are super not true. So, who knows?
Um,
What part of that is true? It's all complicated and mysterious.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Word that however you want.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we played the whole session together. You can figure out how you want to
Yeah,
word
yeah,
it
yeah, no,
later.
I'll figure it out.
I think there's one going around about Arden. Arden has a lot of rumors that circle them because they're like that. But I think for anyone, even though the party was winding down, that saw that confrontation with Freddie, that it might spark some renewed conversation about what exactly is their relationship to their family, because they are not old money, they are new money. Yet Arden is the only one that resides in this very big house. So what's going on there?
Okay, so what is the rumor exactly about?
Um. Oh, in words that make sense. That maybe
Okay.
their Arden's familial relationships aren't very solid. That they might be not necessarily a point of pride for their family, or there's like a tension there, like they're sort of being they're not approved of.
Okay, so so Arden's family does they don't
Uh,
they frown upon him or something?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Or they do not they think poorly of him maybe.
I think
Um,
I think frown upon is better. I don't think it would
okay.
come to a full negative
Okay.
relationship rumor yet, because there's just not much. But I think people would start to wonder what that relationship is, since Arden is the only one here in that house.
Okay. Um I'll figure that one out.
I think I have another one about Verity. This isn't one that Flora would spread around, but
Okay.
it may have got out in another way. What happened to Verity's late husband? Presumably, he was a young and healthy individual. What happened there? Was it a natural cause, or was it something more sudden?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, there it is. I think I got it. So those did everybody have their second round?
Oh, I
Because I know you confirmed one and you created one. I think everybody did.
I don't think I've created one yet. I think I was at the end of the cycle.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Do
Yeah.
you want to confirm another one? You could also do that if you have no ideas.
Just create a petite one, just a little one. I
Okay.
think uh Frederick and his betrothed. Some people might think that there doesn't seem to be like love there. There's got to be another they're not as particularly warm to each other.
Okay. Okay. I
I was
see.
hoping this would happen. Yes,
I got you.
call him out. Like, yeah, Freddie, what's going on? You want to talk about me and my life? Figure your life out.
I know how to spell it. It's fine.
What do you mean I party too much? You don't even
It's
love your
okay. No
wife.
one can
What
see
is
it, but
wrong
just
with
at the
you?
moment.
Yeah, it's okay.
You're doing great.
Okay, so got it. Um so there are certain things that we need to do off stream right now because of time constraints. But um, this concludes our very fun and very wild first session of Regency Remixed Tangled Web. I would like to thank everyone in the audience for hanging in there with us and, just enjoying the outrageous party that our lovely Arden has thrown. Um, if you don't mind, I would like the cast to go ahead and do their outros, do a quick, um, here's where you can find me situation. I'll drop your links in chat. I'm gonna start with Maddie this time. Go.
Hey, yes, I am Maddie. I am involved in various podcasts. If you search Maddie Searle on Podchaser, you can find all the various things I do. Particularly relevant for this stream is Realms of Peril and Glory, which is an actual play podcast in which in the first season I got to play a cute little necromancer, and I also got to run a game of Agon, which is set in ancient Greece. And there's going to be a Christmas special coming up, which I ran as well. So yeah, lots of fun stuff happening over there. And you can find me on Twitter at Maddie_abstract if Twitter still exists. And there's links to all my stuff there.
Excellent. Let's go with Anya next.
Hey, I am Anya, aka Lalian Cosplay. On my channel, I do a lot of cosplay building. I just finished this really awesome jacket you can see a little bit of that I'm going to be wearing at MCM Birmingham this weekend. So if anyone is in Birmingham this weekend, I will be there. I lost my voice. Um, let's see, what else am I doing? No, that's it. That's all I'm doing this week. I might be on stream sometime this week, but I'm doing a photo shoot tomorrow, so not streaming. But yes, all the things. You can check out my
Excellent.
links in the chat.
Excellent. Let's go with Liz.
Uh, yeah, I'm here. One day I will be prepared.
Never.
Hey everybody. It's never gonna happen. I've been telling myself this for 2 years now. Hey everybody. I'm Dauntless. You can call me Daunt or Liz. I'm a TTRPG streamer and content creator here on Twitch. If you want to keep up with me, Twitter, I say pained. You can find me at Daunt_Liz, and I stream on Twitch. This is now my Monday stream slot, but you can catch me on Twitch at Dauntless is one word, DAUNTLYS. Nailed it. Our sort of motto for the community is like, it's a safe place to learn, to chill, to be, to talk, and exist. And we play through a bunch of different games. Dreamlight Valley, Disney Dreamlight Valley, if any of you are familiar with the game, it's kind of been a staple of the channel recently. So if you want this kind of chaos, but with a really chill farming simulator, I've got you. Am I in anything? My brain is soup, guys.
Right?
I don't know what I'm in or what I'm doing, but you can find out on Twitter. Brought it home.
And last but not least, Megan. Let's bring it home.
Hey, I'm Megan. You can find me on Twitch at Quai Not. But up in my bio, I just made a little card that has all the other, as I'm trying, just trying to see what other things take off and where we're all going. So it's there. And on my socials, when I say what I'm doing, usually, right now the two big things I'm doing is every other week there's the episodes of the Monster of the Week podcast, $2 creature feature, which I'm very proud of, and that's just like on any podcatcher that you have. And then on every other Friday on the Lawful Geek channel here on Twitch, we play a game called our Peanuts, which is right now Scion based, but we actually start jumping from system to system, and that's just fun. We get to try out all sorts of different games and such. We played like Leverage and Predation and like a Star Trek all in the same chunk. It's fun as hell, and that's me. And anything else is just online wherever I end up being. Who knows?
That is a mood. That's what I did all of October. I was everywhere.
Same.
I am usually everywhere as well. Hi, Segway. What's up? I'm Anne. I'm the facilitator of this game. I am also the community ambassador here. It just means I yell about this stuff on social media for everybody to see. Yeah, I do a bunch of things outside of this channel too. Go figure. My notable projects are Power Rangers related. I played the Power Rangers RPG a lot. I'm obsessed with that game. On Thursdays, I play Blue Power Ranger, who is a pre med student who is overworked and also still unconscious because we had to cancel game last week.
Oh
Um,
no.
on Friday, on Fridays, I play a rebellious archaeologist who accidentally became a Power Ranger when she found a talking hammer in some ruins in a, an underwater city that is now floating in space.
Love it.
So yeah, and every other week on Saturdays, I play a doctor, magician, dragon rider, playing the Quest RPG over at Dexera 19's channel. Our next game is not this weekend, but it's next weekend. Wait, no, I lied. Wait, what date is it? No, it's the 12th. No, our next game is the 12th, which is this Saturday. I know my dates. Bi-weekly games are kind of weird. You can find my links in chat. Wait, you can find my links in chat now. There you go. Um, I um, I just want to say a few things really quickly. Tomorrow, Tuesday the 8th, on this channel, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Mice in the Herb Garden finale featuring Philippa as the game master. Gotta love Philippa. I'm
Philippa's
a fan.
wonderful.
So 3 p.m. Eastern, make sure you tune in for that and support their season finale and maybe yell about possibly getting more mice adventures. You
Yay.
know, maybe they'll get a season two. I would love if they got a season two. And on Thursday the 10th, Invincible Sword Coven premieres at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Uh, yeah, that is a an awesome game with Anita the lesbian as the GM, I believe. So um, stay tuned for that. If you like what you see on this channel, please, subscribe or, you know, check out our Twitter. There's a bunch of links there, Ko-Fi, do the things. Support uh, fem, fem creators and marginalized genders because that's what we do on this channel. Um, and sit tight. Oh, raised hand.
Really, yeah, really quick, because I'm a doofus. I forgot to promote it in the spirit of supporting femme and marginalized creators. Um, Hi, I would like money to put it forward and plain, because I work very hard. I am usually a Dungeons and Dragons DM. I could have done that way more elegantly. That sounded horrible.
I approve
It's fine.
it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Keep
I
going.
have
Roll with it.
ADHD, and that came out really wrong. I'm so
No, no, no,
sorry.
no. You
I
are valid. Go.
the anxieties. I'm a Dungeons and Dragons DM mostly, but I'm learning a bunch of new systems, and I have open commissions for games. So if you've ever wanted to play at a table with similar role play to what we've seen so far with Arden, or I'm a very role play heavy DM that really likes to tell stories that are deep and three dimensional. Um, I have a GoFi. You can find it on the pinned tweet on my Twitter, which is again Daunt_Liss. And the prices are designed so you can pull up with however many friends, and all of you can split the cost evenly amongst yourselves. So it's either like $10 a person, $15 a person, something like that, and you can. I will even write an adventure for you if that's something that you want. I'm really trying to get back into DMing because Stormborn's Curse, which is the project that I'm most known for, is going on hiatus, and I miss doing that. So if you are monetarily able, I'm available.
Right. So, support this channel, support femme and marginalized gender creators. Let's all just uplift each other because that's what this channel does. I we'll pull up a raid real quick. We're gonna go visit Happy Capster, Maria. They are a wonderful TTRPG performer and variety streamer. So let's go and send some love over to Happy Capster. Hang tight while we set that off, and see you next week. Same time, same channel.
Yeah.